Hi, I'm Anna, and I have been teaching English for 4 years already. In my teaching career, I've encountered both individual and group learning, as well as secondary, primary, and adults. In this video, I have 5 tips that I personally needed before I started teaching. Tip number 1, don't be afraid of your students. Sometimes before the very first lesson, we have a bunch of different thoughts in our mind. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What should I do to look up to date? Should I be funny or serious teacher? Should I be strict or friendly? And so on. In my opinion, these thoughts are distracting us from very important things. Teaching. The first important thing that we do when we go into the classroom is teaching. Our aim is to reach results and aims that we needed. And it's not really important if our students like us or not. It's important if we reach results. So instead of going crazy about it, have nutritious breakfast, sleep well, listen to your favorite music, and be happy. Just try to stay positive and be sure your lesson will go great. Tip number 2, don't be afraid of your colleagues. Sometimes, for some reasons, we feel distance between our colleagues because of the age, because of their professional experience, and because of the lack of our experience as teachers beginners. And we need to take advantage from it. So keep in touch with your colleagues. Ask them for advice, share your ideas, and they can share their ideas to you. And together, we can create something really good about the education together. Who knows? Tip number 3, students are different. At first sight, this advice could seem very obvious. Yes, students are different. But if we go deep down into it, we get some very important and relevant information about our students. Sometimes we think that students come into the classroom and their aim and their purpose is to learn, but it's not true. Sometimes students come into the classroom and they have no desire to study at all. They have their own background, they could be hungry, angry, they could have some family issues and so on. So sometimes teaching doesn't work and we have to go through it. We have to overcome it because that's okay. We all human beings. And sometimes your students are not interested in your subject. Well, that happens. And sometimes your students even not interested in the topic because they just don't like it. And you also go through it because it's okay. Just teach your topic, teach your subject, and move on. Tip number 4. Teaching is not just retelling the knowledge. Well, retelling the knowledge is a very small process of teaching, but teaching includes much more than we think at the first sight. Teaching is a strategy. Teaching has got the methodology in each subject. Each educational task has got its structural elements. And the most important thing that teaching, it's not about giving answers. Teaching is about asking questions because we always need to challenge our students. And in some cases, students don't need teaching. They need to be listened. They need to be understood. They need to be healed by the personality of their teacher. So mind that. And tip number 5, mind the parents. The last but not the least, parents. If you work in primary, secondary, or higher school, you to some extent have to interact with parents. And the important thing to remember is that parents love their children. They take care of them. They want them to be in good hands. And you as a teacher shouldn't be silent about children's success or children's failure. You should initiate the interaction if needed. Be honest about some problems and build a strong cooperation between teacher and parents. That's it for today. If you find my tips useful, helpful, and inspiring, give me thumbs up and subscribe. Bye bye!